Actually my first YouTube live that I'm streaming from the car. And the goal for it is obviously to share some thoughts that maybe would be helpful to you. But almost like a platform question that I have for you and for me is it useful to go live every once in a while without me sort of having a scheduled live? Basically, that's the big question. Then the second sub question is it better to go live on YouTube or is it better to go live on Instagram? And I'm actually not sure. So if you have an answer to those questions, please let me know in the comments. I read all of them. I'm on my way actually to a rehearsal. We're going to practice this one song we're performing on Sunday at this church service in downtown Austin. But what I wanted to give you is almost like this preview of what I'm speaking on Sunday, which is tomorrow, and giving you an idea how that ties even to fanning your gift flame, meaning like you're growing it, it's there, but you can amplify, you can recognize it, etc. The fuel that drives you in life, how massively important that is, and how it's important to pay attention to what's fueling you right now. The second one is how to essentially claim your gift, to really name it, understand what it is, understand it has value. And the third thing is how do you multiply your gift and the responsibility you have to do so. So I'm going to talk you through this sequence and how it applies in life, spiritual life, emotional life, professional life, in about hopefully 10 minutes. And it's almost like a sneak, rough preview of what I'm talking about on Sunday, but also it's a rehearsal for me, but also it's value to you, and also it's an experiment of live video. So if no one sees it and everybody hates it, it's a win-win. Okay, so here goes. Fanning your gifts is a reference to a letter from Paul to Timothy. And basically, Paul was basically talking to his friend in a letter and saying, hey, you're struggling with fear, you're struggling with lack of discipline, there's something going on, but I know you have it in you to have a very different set of gifts, and I want you to fan those into fuel. And fanning the wrong thing into fuel. How does that apply in real life? Well, I can be fueled by regret, I can be fueled by fear, I can be fueled by sort of this apathy, like the lack of discipline piece. I can be fueled by that because it feels good, it doesn't require any risk, you don't really question the status quo, but you're always in this sort of low-grade victim mindset. And you can fan that fuel on to propel you. And I would say that the majority of people are fanning the wrong fuel, right? They're on autopilot in low-grade anxiety, fear, sort of quiet desperation is the word, right? And teaching yourself, getting help, getting guidance when it comes to how do I do this? How do I switch from low-grade fuel to high-grade fuel? I would say pull at that thread, and I promise you it will change your life. That's one of the things that we do at our coaching program. And it's literally the first thing I address is how to fix that fuel. The second piece that I'm going to be talking about is really understanding the gifts you have and owning them, claiming them. The scripture that I reference is Matthew 25, and it's basically this very famous parable of the talents. It's really fascinating how, man, the parable of the talents has so many facets. But if you think about it, what the central theme of it is not a set of gifts that was given to you to keep, but it's really an investment that you receive, and the intent of the investment is for you to multiply it. So if you don't own it as an investment, if you don't own it as something that has been given to you, entrusted with, and that the goal for it is that it's not yours, it's not yours to own or to sort of squander, it's yours to multiply, it's yours to steward. That is the thing. And it's fascinating how even the term talent in modern English comes from that parable. And talent is a measure of money. It's a measure of weight where money was measured. So for example, in that particular parable, it was a bag of silver It's about, I don't know how many pounds, I don't remember, but it's the equivalent in modern day dollars. It's about $38,000 for one talent. And one guy received one talent, the other one was given 2 talents, the other one was given 5 talents. And it's like this significant amount. The point is, it's a significant amount that has been given to you, even if you are the recipient of 1 talent. That's a lot of investment that was entrusted to you that you need to steward. And owning that you have been given much is one of the greatest opportunities you'll have in life. And most people don't own what they have been given because it doesn't feel valuable, because it's so familiar. Sometimes they don't even know that a lot of the things that you've gone through that are hard things, painful things, traumatic things, are a gift to you as well. They are the source of your future treasure. They're the reason why you have a particular way of doing things better than others, your motivation, all those stuff. So basically, we're all walking on treasure. We're all walking on what has been given to us, and we're not mining it. We're not extracting it and doing something with it, which is exactly what the one servant of the 3 did. He buried the thing that was given to him. And he basically uses this rationalization to explain his actions. One, he blames the master, so he blames God. And he says, you're a hard master, right? So he blames the motivation of the one who literally gave him $38,000 worth of silver. The second motivation is fear. And he goes, I was afraid. Okay, that's fair. Not a good way to be fueled. And then the third motivation is that I conserved the wealth. I didn't lose it. I buried it. Here it is. And the response of the master in the parable points to the discrepancy, the gap of this guy's understanding. He calls him wicked, worthless, and throws him out, and takes the 1 talent of silver and gives it to the other guy who multiplied the talents. The point of this, and I don't want to go into too much detail, by the way, go to christianrayflores.com, subscribe to my newsletter. I unpack a lot of these stuff in much more detail there. The point of this is that most of us do not understand, don't adequately evaluate, don't gauge the riches we have been given. And there's all kinds of reasons for it, like low self-esteem. Sometimes it's a big part of it is it's just too familiar. We know how to do this. This comes naturally, so it doesn't feel valuable. There's layers to it. The most important part of it is that whatever the reason is, it could be fear, it could be resentment, a victim mentality, right? You're a hard master. It could be, I'll just conserve, whatever made you feel this way. These rationalizations don't work in life. What you need to do is you need to own what has been given to you, really mine for it, really unpack and understand what the value is that you have. You need to name it, you need to overcome fear, and you need to multiply it. So the third piece I'm going to be talking about is the multiplication piece. And it's really fascinating. There's so much rich stuff there that, I'm going to run out of time. But the essence of it is this. The parable clearly points to multiplication being the goal, the natural state, and the optimal sort of state of alignment of the human being, right? We've been given something. We are creators, we're multipliers, we're servants to others. We are there to serve more people, do more good in more places for more people. That's our goal. That's what makes us come alive. That's what gives us a deep sense of purpose and joy and happiness and fulfillment and sense of meaning. And even the compensation, the income that we get, not just the impact, is earned income. There's a big difference between how people feel about unearned, let's say inherited income, somebody who just had some sort of thing put on their lap. That person usually then does not even appreciate it fully, can't really benefit from it in anywhere close to the same way as the person who learned how to multiply their gifts and serve more people in more places. Earned income is one of the sweetest thing you can experience, right? And learning how to multiply both your impact and your income is essentially the art of learning how to multiply your gifts, how to give it into the service of other people and receive back their gratitude, their money, their transformation, the solution that you bring to the table, all of that. So you're given gifts so you can fan them into flame. You're given gifts so that you can recognize them and understand these are gifts, but also they're beyond gifts. They're investments in you that you're expected not to keep to yourself, but do something with. They're given to you, not just gifted to you. And the third piece is that the expectation, and honestly, I would say the most aligned way of being in life is a posture of multiplication. Whatever you've been given needs to be multiplied to serve more people, do more good in more places. All right, so this is my rough preview of my talk on Sunday, and it's going to be a good one because this is going to be three congregations coming into one in downtown Austin, and it's sort of the send off because I'm transitioning out of being sort of bivocationally in leadership position in this church that Deb and I planted 13 years ago, to focusing more exclusively on my business, which is a beautiful thing because it's a very organic transition to a new season in life where I feel more called to focus on this particular way of serving. But it's also the best way for me at this season of life to multiply the gifts that I've been given, to do more good for more people in more places. So it's a beautiful sort of full circle kind of feeling. And I'm really, really excited to share this message. And obviously it's going to be so much more detailed than what I shared here. So, but I wanted to give you a little preview, and also to see how this YouTube live thing works, right? I know what it means. I just don't know, is this useful? Does it add more value to you? How many people would watch it? Is it better to do it on YouTube or Instagram? Does it even make sense for me to do that every once in a while or not? But give me some feedback. I would love some comments from you, and I will decide based on that. So thanks a lot.